Twin flames are perfect mirror for each other. They reflect back everything to you, your strength, your weaknesses, your desire, your fears, and this can be very triggering. For most of us, we wear some kind of mask when we meet other people, but with your twin flame, you feel very vulnerable and exposed. Even with people close to you, you may be able to hide some of your shadow parts from them, but with your twin flame, there is no hiding. If you have white hair and you have acne or you have wrinkles, your reflection will show you everything. And how comfortable you are with looking yourself in the mirror will determine how triggering your twin flame is. And if you don't accept yourself completely, this will make you feel very uncomfortable. The reason why your twin flame is so triggering is not because of their action. It actually depends on your individual vibration and how much you are able to accept yourself. If you don't feel good about yourself, your twin flame will be very triggering. You will see your flaws in them, and when you see them do well, you will feel very discouraged that you're not doing it the same. But if you have a good vibration and you feel good about yourself, your twin flame will be a positive trigger. When they reflect back and show you your weaknesses and your blind spot, you know that you will have to do some inner work. And if they are doing well and have good vibration, you will feel inspired to match their success. Because this gap in terms of vibration between you and your twin flame feels very uncomfortable, you will always want to close this gap. But it's mostly about matching the person with the higher vibration. It's not about pulling down the vibration of your twin flame to match yours. It's very different from unhealthy relationships where the other party puts you down, criticizes you, or is jealous of your success. Twin flame will celebrate and support your success. If you find that you and your twin flame are pulling each other down, it's probably not your twin flame. And you want to watch this video to find out more about the differences between a karmic relationship, a soulmate, and a twin flame. Of course, there are moments of envy when you see that your twin flame are so far ahead. For example, sometimes when I see my twin flame's social media, he was in another country and he's feeling very happy, doing what he loves to do. And I may wish that I would be there with him, enjoying the same experiences. But I quickly snap out of it. I know that if he is happy, I also want to be happy too. I need to focus on myself and find my own happiness and focus on doing the things that I love to do. Oftentimes, these triggers are here to help you heal some wounds. You and your twin flame share a common core wound. Your slight action or behavior may trigger your twin flame to react in a certain way. For example, when I met my twin flame, I went to his community like every single week. But one day, my intuition feels that I need to move out of the group. I didn't know why, but I just have this gut feeling that I need to leave the group, and so I follow my intuition. Later, I realized that I have some attachment wounds that I need to heal. And when I left the group and came back 1 month later, I observed that my twin flame's attitude towards me changed. When I see that the room is very dark and I switch on the lights, he snapped at me for ruining the atmosphere. He would cut me off when I'm conveying my message in the group. And when I tell him, hey, you shaved your beard, he told me that you should have been here. I know that he's a blunt person and he's very expressive when someone says something or do something that annoys him. But when I was here in the weekly meeting, he actually was very caring, especially nice to me. He would be very soft when he spoke to me. And that is when I realized that I have triggered his abandonment wounds. At first, I didn't know why my intuition asked me to leave the group. But now I realize that it's to heal my own wounds and also trigger my twin flame so that he can have his own healing. And this trigger can also be little things that we annoy each other. My twin flame is very precise and accurate. He will nitpick on my choice of words. I tend to focus on the big picture, and I know that sometimes I might use the wrong choice of words. But when he keeps correcting my words, like you should use this word instead of use that word, it triggers me sometimes. I'm like, "Rrr." cannot stand you. I'm sure I'm annoying him quite a bit too whenever I ask him like, how do you feel? But it's important to know that these triggers from a twin flame are not intentional. Your twin flame didn't want to hurt you. It's just this little action and behavior that they do allows you to accept what you might have judged previously, what you might have judged within yourself. Like for me, I also have this nitpicky tendency in terms of the word choice when I'm writing. But when I get too much in this perfectionist mode, I tend to overthink things and I tend to get stuck. Subconsciously, I have this negative perception about being too analytical. My twin flame behavior actually helps me to accept this analytical part of me. Apart from healing your wounds and accepting yourself, your twin flame also challenges you to be the best version of yourself. Twin flame is about accelerated growth. When you are with your twin flame, you expand and grow. You raise your vibration. Sometimes I may not appear as supportive to my twin flame because I don't join his community. I also may point out some things that he can do better. And that's not because I don't accept the state that he is in right now. It is because I see him doing the same thing over and over again and trying to achieve a different result. For example, 4 years ago, he told me that Facebook advertisement doesn't work for him. But every year, I kept seeing him using Facebook ads for his business. And I know him for 4 years now. I kept seeing him getting in and out of relationship with the same type of woman. It's actually very disheartening for me to see him going in the same loop over and over again. The reason why I try to push him in his business is because I see that he has a very big desire, but I also can see that his fear is stopping him from reaching his dreams. He has a bigger purpose than what he is presenting right now. He is playing smaller than what his purpose is. As a twin flame, I see his desire and fear very clearly. So I have this strong calling to push him to his mission and purpose. But I know that when I talk about his business, he gets a little bit defensive, like I'm criticizing him, but I'm not actually. I don't want to put him down, but I just want to see him do well. And it's different from other people. I don't feel such a strong calling to push them. I don't feel such a need to push my friends and family. But when it comes to my twin flame, it is very frustrating for me to see him being stuck. When your twin flame is challenging you, don't see it as you're not good enough. Don't see it as they are not accepting who you are right now. They are just trying to help you to be the best version of yourself. I know it can be very uncomfortable because this requires you to let go of some limiting belief that you may have. You may be asked to let go of your fear, but at the end it's very rewarding if you allow yourself to follow this path of growth that your twin flame brings. There are 9 stages in the twin flame journey. The trigger stage is the 5th stage, and if you want to learn more about the other stage, watch this video here.